So, hi everybody, it's Mia Claire. Really nice to connect with you today. It is Friday, October 14th, and I am excited to introduce the group, the team, the mother-daughter duo that are the brains and brawn behind Taylor and Company, who are going to be our premier vendor at the October 23rd light up. So hi, Cris, and hi, Taylor.
Hi.
So Cris, you want to wave so everybody knows who you are? And then Taylor, there we are. Welcome. I'm glad you're here to talk with us today.
Yeah, we are mother-daughter, not sisters. We get that a lot.
I bet you do, because you're both.
I mean, for having us, Mia. Thank you for having us.
I'm glad to have you on. And I'm just going to let everyone know, feel free to say hi. I would put your name in the comment if you're gonna do that, because sometimes it doesn't show your name. And I know some friends are probably going to join and say hello. If you have questions today for Taylor or for Cris, please put those in the comments. We will pause. We will have time for that. I'm just so excited to have you both. I have to first tell a little story. Hi, Gail. I'm glad you're on with us today. So at the last event, so some of you, I think most everyone knows that I'm a channel. I channel spirit, and I kind of wrap up the event. I'm the last part of the event. And so at the end, it takes me a little while to kind of get back in my body, get back focused, and people come up and they're like, "Hey, Nia, I'd really like to talk to you." Nia, which is great. I love that. But I got this package at the end, and Taylor came up to me. Taylor and I had never met. She handed me this package. She said, "I brought this for you." And we made eye contact, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And there was just this moment of connection. And you're just such a bright, beautiful light, Taylor. Right away, I was like, "Oh, I got to talk to her." And of course, I'm like trying to track all these different things. Thank goodness she gave me something, right? So the key is hand me a ticket or your name or your business card. But she handed me a bag that had the most beautiful candle in it from her company. And gosh, it's my favorite scent. She didn't know this. It is lemongrass. And she had her business card in there. She had some beautiful little matches. It was just the most beautiful package. And I felt later, I opened it up and I was like, "Oh, I need to connect with her." And so as soon as we connected, I said, "Oh, would you please be a vendor at our next event?" That kind of heart, that kind of generosity, that kind of love is exactly what I'm trying to cultivate at the event. So thank you, Taylor, for the wisdom to connect with me that way. It was just so good.
Yay, I'm so happy you loved it.
I did. I think I've told everybody about it. I'm like, I love this candle.
I had like 8 cents, and I just looked and I'm like, this is the one. That's where I know it. Yeah.
Lemongrass is, I think, one of my very favorite scents, and it's also one of my favorite flavors. Like, I love Southeast Asian cuisine. So what I want everybody to know is a little bit about you. And tell us about both of you and what you are creating with Taylor and Company. So give us a little background.
Yeah, I can go first. Well, to start at the very beginning, I guess where Taylor and Cole kind of sprouted was back in December of 2020. I lost my husband in an accident, and after that, obviously my life was kind of crazy. I didn't know what way to look, but I was in nursing school, so I kind of buried myself in nursing school during that time. And I told myself if I finished nursing school, after that, everything would come to me and I would be able to take time and focus on my purpose. So I graduated nursing school September of last year. And after that, I was just kind of felt like I needed something to fill that time that the school was taking up. I was working as a nurse, but not full time. I was planning on taking a few trips to do some soul searching. And about that same time, I was also researching and finding out more about how toxic products we use in our house every day and candles. And I love burning candles. I always have them lit. I have a whole stockpile in my closet, but I found out how toxic most candles are just to burn. And so I started making my own, and it just was so healing for me. It gave me something to do, but also I just felt like it was just healing. And this idea came to me to maybe start a small candle business. And I was on a trip in New Mexico where I felt very inspired, and I created my name and my logo and all of that there. And then after that, I went on a trip in Arizona, and I
Wow.
was hiking this mountain, and I found crystals in the mountain, and I was inspired by that. And so I'm like, I need to put crystals in my candles.
Oh,
And that's where the idea of that came, and they just brought me so much healing in the process. And my goal was to help other people heal or feel my healing energy as I was making these products. So I came to my mother with this idea, and she loved it. And it kind of just took off. We wanted to do something that promoted self-care. We're both nurses, and we know how lacking that is in healthcare, and just the general population. So, and it goes back to how toxic a lot of our products are when it comes to not only household products, but skincare and body care and all of the above. So we put our heads together and decided to make this business that was all about healing and promoting self-care and all natural. Um, and yeah, it just has been so fun to do together, and I'm loving it.
that's awesome.
Mhm.
That's awesome. And the fact that you two are doing this together, I think that's part of the inspiration for me. I think that mother-daughter energy is so powerful and it kind of gets lost sometimes, right? There's, moms and daughters have challenges, but to witness that and to hear, even when Taylor was telling me about what led her to this and how you two are working together, the amount of heart that is prevalent in the work that you're doing is really powerful. So, Cris, how did it feel to say yes to your daughter? I know, like you have your daughter come up.
I'm so proud of her, and she's had a difficult journey, and this has really been a healing therapy for her, and helping others and their healing journey as well. So I think the part about the candles, starting the candles, was her and her husband love to burn candles together, and it just created an ambiance and a space that allowed them to relax and enjoy each other's time. And I always crack up when I talk about him because it's a special time, but a sad time.
Absolutely, it is.
So when she brought up our starting this business together, I thought, what a wonderful opportunity to be able to spend this time with my daughter.
Yeah.
Who followed in my steps as a nurse. So the two of us loving to do research, it just really came together nicely to be sure we were researching thoroughly best practices and using evidence-based practice in the products that we make. So it just really came together nicely for us in that way.
I love that. I love that. And yeah, it's hard sometimes when the catalyst for something really magnificent comes out of something that is heartbreaking and tragic. And yet there's such I keep coming back to the heart in this. There's so much heart in what you both bring forward and in the products that it's like life continues in a more expanded way. And is coming through both of you in this. And so thank you for your willingness to share. And thank you, Taylor, for trusting yourself. I mean, so often people don't trust those moments because when you're in grief, you go, I'm crazy right now, right? Like this is not the time to start anything. Or
I had this weird thing where I just felt like ever since I lost him, that where I'm supposed to be, I will end up. I just to trust it and let go and live one day at a time. And I've done that every day, one day at a time. Because I just knew, I know there's something in that I'm going to end up where I'm supposed to. And just keep pushing for him. I feel him right next to me all the time, and he's rooting for it. So it just really fills my heart.
Wow. I really want to thank you both. This is so amazing. And so when we met in that moment, I have no idea. I can't remember. Oh, you were invited by one of our other practitioners who was at the event. You connected with Christy, right?
Yeah.
What prompted you to say yes to coming to this event? Because you do not live in the Twin Cities.
No.
So this was not like a short, like, hey, I'll just go a couple miles out of my way today. You came a ways. So where are you and what brought you?
So Christy is amazing.
Yes.
I see her and we do Reiki and whatever, and I'm learning from her with that. And she, in the middle of our conversation, was just stopped and she's like, I'm being drawn to tell you, you have to go to this event and I have to tell Nia about your candles and you could be a vendor. And she was so excited about it.
Yeah.
And we're kind of talking about how I wanted to find more people who had a mindset of me. I mean, I'm in a small town and I have such amazing friends and support groups, but my mind is kind of changing and I'm growing in different ways and expanding. And I wanted to have a different group of people that kind of understood that. And she's like, I have the perfect place for you. And I have no place to turn that down. I was so excited. It just felt right. I felt like I was meant to find you and find this event. And I left and I felt so good the whole week after. I just felt like I got so many good messages from the event. Messages about grief and healing and just life in general. And it was amazing. I'm so happy that the paths crossed and I ended up there. It was great.
I think it's always interesting to hear how we bump into each other, because Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, are like the biggest small town in the US. I will just say it, like, I bump into people all the time. But then when people start coming in from elsewhere, it takes something that we listen to that compels us to like breach the wall of our life, to get in the car and to go in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities. Like, are you willing to cross the river?
Yeah.
And we have lots of rivers, that wind all over. So if you're willing to cross the river, then you've put your effort into it. You've made your decision. Well, you had to cross a lot of rivers to get in. You had to cross a lot.
There's no coincidence in life. And I think, you're supposed to
perhaps we're connected by those rivers.
Yes. The rivers.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Now
but you know what? It really is. And things can be barriers or they can be connectors, right? And so often we just put up these arbitrary stories about that's too far, that's too much. And so I want to say thank you. I'm so glad that I got to meet you, because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten to meet. I wouldn't have gotten the candle. I wouldn't have gotten to like talk about it all over the place. But that's at the core, I think, of when I was thinking about the event, that I was thinking, gosh, I really would love for people to be able to have an opportunity to meet each other. People that we don't normally get to connect with, people that, we see on social media and we go, oh yeah, them. And then we just kind of opt out because there's no place to meet. So that was part of it. So I'm glad that was what brought you. That's so cool. If you guys online, if you have any questions, I know we've got some people, if you want to say hi, go ahead and post that in the comments. I should be able to see everyone. If I don't, I apologize. Every now and then it gets a little wonky. But no, we will be checking on the backside. But if you have any questions, go ahead and post that in the comments and we will ask. Hello, somebody with a sunflower. All it says is Facebook user. So if you want to tell me your name, I'd love it. So we can say hi. It's just funny how that works. It's whenever you're using something outside of Facebook that they make it harder for us to see who's on Facebook. So what are you going to be sharing with us at the event? Like, what can people look forward to? Clearly the candles, because I'm like crazy about them, but what else? Tell us.
We have a very wide product line. We kind of, like I said, it was going to start with this little candle business. And then all of a sudden we make all natural soaps, body soaps, face soaps, hand soaps, pet soaps. We make sugar scrubs. But the biggest thing about the event is our intention candles. Those are my babies. Those are the candles with the crystals in them. I formulated those to really, when people light them, to have them remind themselves to take time for self-care, take time to set intention, take time to pray, take time to meditate, do whatever feeds your soul. Because the world around us gets so busy and we get wrapped up in it and we don't forget to take that time. So our whole mantra of our business is self-care. But with the intention candles, I have a little sheet that's included with the properties of the essential oils and the crystals, and then how to use them, which is light this candle and take time. And so I will have a variety of those candles at the event. We also make energy cleansing kits with different crystal choices and sage and Palo Santo and the little match jars that Mia was talking about.
I looked everywhere for mine. My daughter, who is 4, thinks it's the coolest thing because she thinks it goes with her. She got at the Renaissance Fair. She got a little teeny vial of glitter that they told her was fairy dust. Thank God they sealed it. Like it's glued in there. But she just walks around with both of these vials and she just thinks, it's all magic. She loves them. I love them. I thought that was everything's so, not to play off your name, but tailored and so well thought out. Everything's beautiful that you create. And as a Libra, like I love everything beautiful, right? My birthday was yesterday. So yes, birthdays. So I love the beauty of what you create. I mean, everything's and the direction sheets. So tell me about the sense that you have for your intention candles. You have several, right?
We're always coming out with new ones. So our candles are made with coconut soy wax and wood wicks. We got one right here. This is our lavender thyme.
Oh,
You can see there's
you know what I'm
quartz.
So good.
But they're made with coconut soy wax and essential oils, which are super clean burn. As I was talking about before, some of those fragrances and waxes can be toxic, and they have wood wicks, so the ambiance of the crackle is really nice.
Yeah.
But I have juniper pine for Christmas, lemongrass, like you talked about, lavender thyme, rose garden. I have a cinnamon clove I just came out with, lilac with tiger's eye. Yeah, all different crystals, whatever I feel drawn to put in there. And always coming out with new scents. So it's good. Eucalyptus spearmint. That one's my favorite.
Right now. That's so good. So cleansing. No, I think it's wonderful. And I want to tell you, so Trisha, thank you for letting me know it was you. Hi, Trisha. And Alyssa Oman, I hope I pronounced that correctly. She's saying so proud of you too. Love all the products, use them for the whole family. Sending so much love, Alyssa, Mike, and Jack Oman. So that's, that level of support. And as women, as small business owners, this is hard. This is a labor of love. It takes a lot because what you're putting out, this is part of you. This is what you think is important in the world. And you're sharing it. And some days you get like, yay. And some days it's like crickets, but I am so glad that you are creating these because there are people who need them. And I guarantee these candles will be gone because somebody said, oh, those sound so yummy. I'm telling you.
You continue to smell, your room will smell beautiful for days after you light it. I mean, it doesn't even have to be lit. They're just amazing. The scents she has selected are just phenomenal.
Oh, that excites me. And I do have to tell you, I stopped burning a lot of candles because I found out how toxic it was. And then also, especially for pets, there's a lot with pets that people don't realize, whereas we as humans can handle some of this stuff, but boy, it really impacts our animals in the house. And so to know that these are clean burning, to know that you've really been intentional in what you're creating, I think that's important.
With all of our products, we only use essential oils, no fragrances, no artificial dyes, no artificial anything. So we really dug deep and researched the best things for your skin, for your mind, body, soul, all of it.
That's great.
The candles are really the centerpiece of our business, being, your soul and connecting with your soul as you're burning those candles, as Taylor mentioned. Your mind, body, and spirit. So whatever fuels that energy for you in setting those intentions with the candles. But then to go along with that, we created products to help people on their path to healing and a better self-care experience, because it's something we are all lacking in this world. Especially as nurses, we recognize that because we preach to other people. Take the time to take care of yourself. 10 minutes a day, meditate, take some quiet time, do something that helps you feel good. And we're not always so great about doing that ourselves. So being purposeful in that time and that space is so healing. And our products, I think, are geared to help people on that journey, on that self-care experience.
Holistic healing.
I love that. And I really hear That is true, because so many nurses, I mean, we were talking about this before. The last couple of years, it has not been. It's never easy on nurses. I'm just going to say that. Like, if they put so much into everything that they do, and nobody goes into being a nurse, just for the money, right? It's a labor of love, and that desire to be of service, and so key to people's experiences in healthcare. And the last couple of years have been really rough. And I think the fact that recognizing that and bringing that forward, that there has to be balance, there has to be self-care, that has to come out of that deep knowing of getting back to that balance, right?
And if we take those moments, as nurses, we're hardwired to be caretakers in general. So in taking those few moments to give ourselves the gift of self-care, we're able to be more present for everybody around us, for our families, for our patients, for our friends, for everybody. So it's just so important.
I love that. And so many of the people that are in the community that have been joining us at the Light Up event, which again, I'll just remind you guys, the next one's coming up on October 23rd. If you don't have tickets yet, you can still get tickets. The people that are coming, we have a lot of healers. And so some are former nurses, some are still nurses. I know that because we talked about it for the last 2 years a lot. And these tools that you've created, because they're really tools for self-care. They're things you can bring in and be mindful about. And when I was talking with my son, who he's 12 and a half. So this is his first year kind of back since fourth grade. So fourth grade to seventh grade, that's a lot of development, right? And so he is experiencing stress in a different way than I did at seventh grade, than you probably did at seventh grade, with socialization. And we've been talking a lot about intention and talking a lot about how to take a break. And what I didn't think about this until it just popped into my head as we were talking about self-care, is candles are an outward tool that kind of set a time frame. Right? When we light a candle, we're kind of creating our moment container where we get to just be listening to and the fact that you have a wood wick. First of all, love that. But that the smell, we're creating a space with intention to be. And I think the fact that you've captured that in a tool, because candles are a tool. I never thought of it that way until we started talking.
I love it though.
Yeah, because you set, as a coach, one of the things that I do in my work is when we start a session, we do a ritual or something to start the session. And then we end the session. Well, one of the options in doing that is lighting a candle, right? So it's setting a ritual and bringing meaning to something. And it's something that even just the intention of pulling out the candle helps bring that sense of calm. So I am just loving this. I am loving this. I'm so glad you said yes to being a part of this. Does anyone have any questions? Let me just see. Nikki says hi. Nikki, she's been at our events the last 2 times. She's one of the readers. She's also the co-owner of Collective Dimensions in Crystal, and she's amazing. And her space, I know she knows the value of candles and what that looks like. So I'm so excited. Anything else we should know about you two, or anything else you'd like to tell us before we wrap up today?
I don't think so.
I have something. You are going to be launching your website, right?
Yeah.
That's getting. It just popped into my head. So
so we're on Etsy right now, but we've been working so hard to get our website launched and updated with all of our products, and that should be launching very shortly, hopefully in the next week or so, hopefully by the 23rd, definitely.
Yeah, well, we will make a big fuss about it so everybody will know. So for those of you who are joining us, listening to this, but you're not in the area and you're like, I can't make it to the event, I want to be there, we will point you to their website and to their Etsy shop so you can get the products that you need, because don't wait. These are amazing. Get them delivered. It's okay. You can do that. And I love, somebody said they're going to stock up on these. So I think we're going to be seeing more and more products.
Great stocking stuffers too, great for the holidays. There's some
Christmas,
beautiful
yeah.
gift bowls, wooden gift bowls. These.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm getting excited.
Yes.
You're just going to see, I'm in the mood. I'm so in the mood for shopping. So this is great. This is great. Well, I want to thank everybody. Thank you both for joining me today, for talking, for sharing so much about your story and letting us in on kind of what prompted this. And I know people are excited about getting a chance to get their hands on your products. If you have not signed up for tickets, there you go. yeswordcoaching.com/lightup.
You won't regret it.
It's so fun, right? We're going to have so much fun.
Yes,
Excellent.
thank you
Well,
so much for having us.
Thank
you.
you.
You guys have a great day, and everyone else have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.